Welcome back to another video in my new series called Experience Nuggets. This is where I like to give you my little story on different experiences and see if we can relate and see if it helps you out in any way and just lets me talk about myself for a little bit longer than normal. So welcome back. This episode is going to be about my experience going to a naturopath. So I'm going to be straight. I only went a couple of times because let me just tell you, it's bloody expensive. And like most things in life, I can't afford to continue any of the treatments. So it's okay. I'll still let you know. So the reason that I wanted to go to the naturopath was because I was back then I was feeling really shitty, and I also kind of wanted to know about my fertility as well. But she did tell me that she couldn't really tell me anything about my hormones and stuff unless I was off the pill, because obviously the pill affects your hormones and stuff. But our first session, we just kind of talked about how I'm feeling and what I want to get out of it, and my current eating and that kind of thing. And she was very helpful straight away. The first session went for a really long time, which is awesome because I felt like I was getting my money's worth. And I'm not sure if we did scans in that session, but I think the next session we did some full body scans, kind of like they do at F45, but a more in-depth one. And yeah, we just spent a lot of time talking, and I just really felt like I could connect with her, and I really felt like she was listening and taking everything on board. And then the next session is when she gave me a lot of information. So she talked to me about what eating things, what things I should change in my diet straight away that she knows were problems. So one was eating breakfast, blah blah blah. She wanted me to do a allergy test, is that what it is, or an intolerant test. So there's a cheaper option, $100 one, and there's a $200 one. And then she also prescribed me a few supplements, one was magnesium and one was something else. Those were all extra costs. So obviously the tests were extra, the scan at the start is included, but the supplements I all had to pay for, but she had them all at her office, so it was very easy to go and get. It wasn't hard or annoying or anything like that. It was all there for me to get, which was cool. And she gave me my results of that scan the very next time, which was good. She kind of told me something about my inflammation of my cells, I think, I'm not sure, and my ideally how much more muscle I should have and how much fat I should lose, blah blah blah, for my body type, which I found super helpful. And I know that there is a lot of stigma about naturopaths because they're quite alternative medicine kind of thing, and there probably are some dodgy ones out there. But I do really feel like she was helping me with, my female health, and could connect with me on that level. So I think ideally, if I was to have money, I would, or if for people that do have money, I would definitely suggest seeing a naturopath. Probably more so if you have an actual issue that you're dealing with, so that they can help that. Most people go for digestion issues or intolerances or hormones, that kind of thing. But yeah, the fact that she did give me scans and actual supplements, that kind of thing, was very, I liked that a lot. So I went to the naturopath when I had health insurance, and at that stage I had plenty of extras and whatever. But then when I went there and got charged, my excess was $100 a session. So it was a lot. Plus I was buying supplements, plus I was paying for my health insurance, and at that time I just couldn't justify spending that much money. But if money wasn't an issue, it would definitely be something that I would go back to, especially being a female, my hormones, that kind of thing. But unfortunately, just it's not the right time for me. It's not a priority. But I did have a really good experience, and if it's something that you're considering, I would definitely recommend. But I would probably, like, if it were me, I would probably, you know, ask around, ask your friends, you know, ask people that you know if they've been if you've been to a naturopath, because I assume there would be probably a lot of shit ones out there and a lot of good ones. However, like, the one thing that I would say is that I know that you know, the intolerance tests are, like, not always accurate, and, like, I've been told that they don't even work. I don't know how true that is, but that's just something I've heard. So, you know, but if it works for you and if it's helping, then I don't see why that would be a bad thing. I think it would just be important that you just be mindful with your money and, like, make sure you invest it in the right person so that you're getting, like, the most out of it. But I would highly recommend seeing a naturopath. So if you are having issues that you just feel like your GP is just, like, not getting to the bottom of, I would highly suggest a naturopath might be helpful for you. Just keep in mind that it probably will cost a lot of money. It's going to be quite ongoing. You are going to have to put in the work too. Like, you are going to have to watch your eating and do what they say over time. Take your supplements, all of that. Like, it's going to be a lot of work, but if it's something that you think is important to you, then yes, I would recommend. So I really hope this helped you. If you weren't sure about naturopath or anything like that, I hope that hearing this has kind of made things a bit more clear on, like, what they do and how they help. So thank you. I will see you next time.